Whoa, oh my God.
Adult conversation.
Start talking to somebody. Everybody is not gonna connect with you. Just because you like somebody does not mean thinking they gonna like you, and that's okay.
That was a statement there. Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Okay. Everybody like that right there. Tell me.
You feel me? I need your dick to be damn near as big as my thigh.
Listen, I don't give a goddamn what people say. Ain't nothing like a black man. A big old black man. Like, you need that love in your life. Because evidently you ain't never experienced that. But I'm not going to stop being who I am because you used to fuck up. You know what? It's almost like mental edging. If you think about it.
Listen, because once we break, all I gotta do is pray that we don't break nothing in the house. Because baby, it's going down.
But never scripted. Every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern.
What's good? What's cracking? What's going on, y'all?
Hello.
It's your girl Irene.
And it's
my
your
phone
girl,
is going off. My phone won't shut up.
Uh-oh. Well, welcome y'all to the show. Thank y'all so much for coming. And if you are watching the playback, thank you so much for watching. Make sure y'all please do hit that subscribe button before we get started. Hit that like, hit that share, tell a friend, share a friend. And we hope that y'all get really interactive in these comments because we got a topic. We got a good topic that comes from none other. Sorry, I'm yelling.
My little naked hands.
The Sexual Awakening Journal from none other than our very own poet, the author, the motherfucking bitch, my goddamn motherfucking co-host, Irene, the motherfucking Fancy Queen. The link is in the comment. We want y'all to also support. So make sure y'all click that link and go ahead and get it.
Ooh, child. All right. Before we get off, Jesus. Before we start, let me go ahead and give a nice little disclaimer. By no means do I think I'm not a therapist or none of this shit by any means necessary. But this journal came out of years, well, at the time of writing it, 10 plus years of working as a sexual health educator. And that's where a lot of these questions came from. So tonight's topic kind of encompasses two different prompts because this journal is just basically full of prompt questions to help you work through any blockages that you may have when it comes to kinks, fetishes, sexuality, and all those things. Just, you can definitely take this to therapy with you.
Mm-hmm.
But I do not say I'm not your therapist. I can't be that. But I can definitely, if you got questions about stuff, definitely talk. I can help you, work through it.
Like I said before, if you are entering into a new relationship or you are looking to explore a new relationship, I feel like that you should have this journal because it asks the questions that you honestly have to look in the mirror sexually, intimately, and a lot of other ways that, you really need to take an aha moment to make sure that you're not bringing old sexual baggage into your new situation. So this is what this is good for here too, in my opinion, because I got this and somebody else got this. when we had this together. So I'm just saying.
Okay, so the topic for tonight is sex then and now. And basically the topic is what up smell good is basically just looking at how you viewed sex in the beginning, even from the point of how was sex introduced to you. What were you taught about sex and sexuality and things of that nature, all the way up to how do you view sex and sexuality and stuff like that now. We are adults. We have been through things. Life didn't happen. Different experiences have happened. There's some stuff that you may be okay with now that you weren't okay with then, or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Definitions tend to grow and expand.
Mm-hmm.
So For example, so one of the first questions in the book is from the time you are old enough to understand the difference between male and female anatomy, most of us have been taught about sex, whether it was based in religion, spirituality, social ideals, or straight biology.
Hmm.
How was sex taught to you as a child, and do you still agree with those ideals? Mm.
Well, you know what? Sometimes when sex is taught like this, don't do it.
Listen, very much so, baby. I grew up in the Bible Belt, okay?
Hello. Me too. So it's like most of it, it wasn't never, they people be trying to tell you, oh, men nasty, don't touch them, and blah blah blah. Instead of actually just sitting down and having a good conversation about your womanhood and how your body works and why is it important to wait and all this other stuff. Like you said, it has so many different aspects from your anatomy to spirituality, how like of why you wait when you wait. But I wish there was more I knew in the beginning,
A
you
hundred
know,
percent, 100%.
because even in your little high school health class, some of us had already
Girl,
before that high school health class.
all they was doing was showing you pictures of diseases
Thank you, and they really
and
never
telling
really
you don't
know.
do it.
Yeah, they never really told you, what's gonna happen if you see a little blood in the beginning and what's going on and all this other stuff.
Right.
They really don't break it down. It's more just be like, oh no, you need to wait until you grow to do it and just don't do it.
And then you fuck around and listen to your friends that's been out there popping their coochie for too goddamn
Hello.
long already. You know what I'm saying? And you hear dumbass shit. Like I remember it was, I'm not gonna say the girl name. It was this girl I went to school with. She had just came back from maternity leave, mind you. We is like in the 10th grade.
Hmm.
Yeah, this had been my 10th grade year. She had just came back from maternity leave. And in the class, she technically was talking to some other people. She was not talking to me.
Hmm.
But I remember sitting there, and she was like, "Yeah, I was really surprised when I got pregnant because he was doing it from the side, and I heard as long as you
Ooh,
do it from the side, you can't get pregnant." I said, "Girl, what?"
girl, listen.
Like the way I turned away. Who told you that?
I was told before if you froze like slushy froze your douche before sex, you would not get pregnant.
Whew, child,
Like
it's
so much stuff like I have heard before, like but then that's why in other cultures they don't always have vaginal sex. They be getting ass for a long time.
well, right, because because especially spirit for a lot of spiritual religious reasons, they focus on virginity being straight specifically for the vagina, right? And depending on what type of religion you grow up in depends on to what level of uh extreme they go to about holding on to your virginity. You know what I'm saying? Because and then growing up in the South, baby, they just don't know man want no loose wild woman. And
Girl.
okay, so for me, I grew up with a little bit of a mixture of things, right? So I grew up with the religious influence about sex.
Hmm.
My mother is a school teacher, so I also grew up with the biological information because my mother was like, "Here's a book, read.
Right.
If you got questions, let me know." There was not an open communication between me and my mom when it came to
Right.
sex. And what's crazy is literally, probably a few years ago, not even that long ago, uh, somehow we got on the topic or whatever, not necessarily about sex itself, but just about how
Hmm.
sex was taught to me. And she was like, "Yeah, I did my best to have a better communication with you about it." I say, "Well, I understand that. I'm saying, do I wish it could have been more open? Yeah, but I also take into account that my mother was raised by my grandmother, who, baby,
Hello.
who talking about sex? Girl,
Nobody. Same.
that is not a conversation they about to have. You know what I'm saying?
Same.
At all. My mother, you know what I'm saying? My mother came from a generation where a lot of times they didn't even know anything about their cycles until it just happened. You know what I'm
Very
saying?
true.
Luckily enough, like I said, my mother gave me a book, so I wasn't necessarily too surprised. Although, baby, that first day of cramping, I thought I was gonna die.
Oh my God. So yeah.
You
So
know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah, but
Uh,
like yeah.
I do wish. like, so for example, with my nieces and my goddaughters, and with my broke Bessie, which is my ex's daughter,
Mm,
I was very adamant about having a very open and clear cut, like, I don't care what it is,
right.
I would
Talk
much
to
rather
me.
you come talk to me
Right.
than listen to your dumbass friends. And then
Hello.
also taking into consideration, they walk, these kids walk around with a computer in their hand.
Hello.
We didn't necessarily have it. You had to sneak on that loud ass dial up internet. Right. Just blow your whole cover. If you trying to sneak on this, because you can't cut the volume down on that. That shit is
No,
just
ma'am.
loud.
It's just
Uh,
loud
Unnecessarily. Just told your business every time.
every
And
time.
you know what I'm saying? So, you ain't no sneaking and trying to look shit up and all this other kind of stuff for real, because, especially with parents like mine, where now this computer is gonna be in the living room,
Mm-hmm.
where
Same.
and it's facing where I can walk up and see whatever the fuck you doing. I can
Mm-hmm.
be sitting on this couch and I can see whatever the hell you looking at over, you know what I mean? So it wasn't I didn't have that kind of, option to
Right.
do stuff. Uh but Ooh, child, when I got to college.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
That's
remember,
that's usually when your exploring stage to me happens
yeah.
when it's yeah, because it's like at that point it's like because you are exploring, a lot of people be like, yeah, everything goes in your 20s and when you were college. And I'm like, you know what? You probably right. Because you trying to
For a
figure it
lot of
out.
people.
You listen, you learn a whole lot of stuff that you didn't know before, a lot of different positions, a lot of different other
You see
tactics,
some
things like that.
things.
You see some things, at that point in time, you got your cell phone, you had real sex on
Listen,
HBO.
baby, what shit like being up late at night watching real sex with the box, baby. It's a wonder we all don't have sonic hearing. The way we used to have that volume so goddamn low, bruh. It had that motherfucker going back to like Cartoon Network or
Listen, we wasn't
Nickelodeon
giving a
or some
damn about
shit.
what they were saying. We was trying to see what they was doing.
Right. I was the rest of this. And you want to know what's so interesting thinking about that now
Mm,
is when you really think back on a lot of what was shown on Real Sex, it was very much an introduction to BDSM.
it really
Majority
was.
majority of the stuff was an introduction to BDSM, right?
Hmm.
So with that, it's like knowing the things that I know now about BDSM, and also and also being able to see people who look like me, because you also got to take into account, if you watch Real Sex, baby, you might have saw a sprinkle of
Hello.
pepper every blue moon on that motherfucker. It was always a bunch of white people.
All the
It was
time.
out it which fed the theory of, ooh, that's white people shit. Like, well, that's that shit white folks do. Because you did not see a lot of us.
You
That's
know
not to say
what?
that there weren't a lot of us out there. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But
But I do feel like white people do have sex a lot different than black people.
well, yeah, no.
No,
Listen,
even if you when you watching like adult entertainment, if I should say,
I I
uh,
cannot. I
I
can't watch.
can't get with it. Even and then I'll be like, okay, let me try to real. It's just too funny to me because it's like even your realistic corn. I'm on whatever. I'm on YouTube, like I said. It's still not hitting for me.
Listen,
It's not.
it's it ain't got enough. It ain't got enough flavor.
It ain't. It
The
it, it
the
definitely needs
rhythm
some seasoning on there. I'll be like,
the rhythm don't be there. It just I just
The
can't.
tone, I don't even like the way it sounds.
Cause
It's
let me tell
like,
you something. And here's the thing. And I read a lot of dark romance books, so it has this word in there a lot. And I swear to
mhm.
God, I cringe almost every time I hear the goddamn word, and the word is cock. I hate it.
Yes,
It's just like it
that is
it
so true.
sounds it sounds like raw meat,
Mm-mm.
and I don't want it. And not raw meat in the good way.
I just don't
I,
like it. I
I
can't
don't
get
like
with
it.
it. I can't get with
Right.
it. I can't.
But I could definitely say my level of experimentation is a lot greater now. than what it was. But I'm also
Yeah,
a lot more comfortable um with owning what I want and what I like and all of that kind of stuff. Because
facts.
in the beginning, and it may be this way for majority of women. I feel like in the beginning, but especially because of how sex was taught, and it was very much a you don't want to be seen as a slut and all this other kind of stuff. So typically, we let the guys or the boys take the lead on what the fuck we
Yep.
supposed to do. And half the time you just sitting there like this it, especially in the beginning.
Cause they never gonna say, "Oh yeah, this is my first time too." By the way, we just automatically think that
Right.
he know he know what to do with this rodeo, girl. Man.
And then, he's supposedly been with a couple of people. Uh
Girl, that don't mean nothing.
he's sup- he's supposed to have been with a couple of people. So he think he know what the fuck he doing. And you still sitting up here like, okay, I mean, this cool and all, but this ain't but you don't realize that it's supposed to be more than that. And then
Yeah,
the moment you find the moment you have
girl,
that
you feel
actual
cheated.
first orgasm, you like, bitch, this
You
what I've been missing out on.
listen. I want my first one to be a redo. I want my card back from that one. Cause,
Listen,
'cause it was just mm-mm. It was not it. It was not it. But honestly, like I said, it's kind of like when you go somewhere and you don't know what to expect either. So it's like if you never did it, if you never know what to expect, you think that's what it is until
hmm
again you experience somebody that know what it is,
right.
or you've even learned more or grown more. And yeah, that's something different. But like I would say now, the most important thing now is like you kind of mentioned before, is knowing yourself, knowing your body, knowing the confidence, knowing how your body works, and the things that it can do that it definitely didn't do when I was 17, 18, 19, 20.
You know what I'm saying?
But then also back then, a lot of people didn't talk about as much as we do now. A lot of the
Right.
things that, as far as pleasure things, like sex was always the same type of way, kind of back then. It's like even when you talk to like your elders and you talking about like oral, they be looking at you like you crazy. Like ain't no way I'm gonna put my, you know. So it's like even in that
And
aspect,
and here we are. You can't pay us to keep our mouth off that motherfucker.
shit, girl, listen.
Oh, this is about to be a hell of a show.
I'm just saying, and it's like that's why I say even the evolution of it alone, because I think people just got to be more open about it. You know what I mean? Like you
100%.
said, when the BDSM community just even came out more vocally about it, it made people more comfortable. And baby, then they did the 50 Shades of Grey, then people was like, okay, we can talk about it now.
And you want to know what's so funny? And I've said this so many times. So 50 Shades of Grey is not a good example of an actual BDSM
It
relationship,
is
right?
not.
And somebody asked me one time, they was like, well, what was the craze behind it? I said, the craze is that really was behind it is it gave middle class white women
Mm-hmm.
the green light to explore the fantasies that they have been holding back.
I already wanted to do. That's what it is about. Yep.
Right, and majority of the time, even when I've counseled couples or even just men, because of course I've counseled majority women, but I've always said if you can make a woman feel safe, I promise you she'll be the biggest freak you ever
The
could
biggest
imagine.
one. And people do
Because
not
it ain't.
realize that either. They do not realize that either.
And don't get me wrong. Now there are some people who are very much like, nah, that's too much for me. Like they are shutting down, and a lot of times it's tied to um religion. Majority of the time, majority of the women that I have run across in my career who have been very like, I mean, adamant
Mm-hmm.
about not exploring things sexually is
Mm-hmm.
typically something, it's either cultural or religious based, right?
Right.
uh I know I had one client, like hers was so bad that her body, it had a physical reaction to
Oh wow.
just even trying to have sex with her partner. So they had to like really go into a whole lot of foreplay and a lot of things to help relax her and make her comfortable and things like that. But and I can't. There is a medical term for it. I can't remember it right now, but there is a medical term for it. And
Mm-hmm.
majority of women who come up in very strict cultures, are religious backgrounds, they experience this because they're so afraid, honestly, to step
Right.
outside of the norm and be deemed,
Porridge.
some whorish, some
Mm-hmm.
Jezebel, depending on where you're from.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Whatever term that they're used to, that their body physically reacts in a way that like it shuts them down, it closes them up. Like they almost have
Like
what is it called?
physically, because some
Prolapse.
people be like, I don't like you said, I don't know what it's called either, but it almost feel like a brick wall where
Like
you,
literally,
yeah,
like that ass,
like
like
dead ass, yeah,
that shit close up and be like, nah, player, you ain't
yeah,
getting up in here.
nah,
Um, and
for
she
real.
she was actually my first. I think she was my only client that I knew for sure was dealing with that. And it was such an interesting time working with her. To be honest,
Mm-hmm.
it was really cool, and I learned a lot um with working with her because of that, and just the way like her thought, like she wanted to experience things and have fun with her husband and all this other kind of stuff. Well, he's her husband now. At the time, they were
Right.
just dating. Uh, she wanted to experience these things, and he was so sweet and patient and kind. And
Oh,
like he was a really really sweet guy, and he really worked with her and took his time with her and all this other kind of stuff. But it's always been so interesting to me, and I don't take for granted when I tell people certain things, and because I understand for some people it's not that easy. Like I was having a conversation with somebody one time, she was like, "Oh, that does sound fun, but I don't think I could ever do that." I said, "Why?" She was like, "I don't know, I just can't." I said, "What are you afraid of?" She was like, "Well, what if what? I don't want to be judged." I said, "Well, who got to know?
judge from who?
Who got to know?" Because first off, if you feel like the person that you are experiencing these things with is going
Right.
to judge you, you don't need to be with that person
That's
to
not
begin
your
with.
person. No.
Right. Secondly, don't nobody got to know what the fuck y'all do behind closed doors but y'all.
Hello. But respectfully, the men I love y'all. Y'all know be cooler than the fan. We down like four flat tires. They be running their mouth, especially when it's good.
Yeah.
They're like,
Some
man,
men like
listen.
listen, some men do like talk. Cause listen, I had my homeboys come and tell me some shit. I'd be like, player.
I don't want to hear that.
I don't. And yeah, now you gonna introduce me to the girl, and now I gotta remember what you
If
said.
yup,
She,
the joy of having guy friends. That's it's all the time.
but I end up in these situations all the time because everybody wants to tell me everything, and so I got to the point where I'm comfortable with it now. In the beginning, like
Right.
when my friends really started being that comfortable with me, both male and female, I just be like, "Hey, listen, I don't need to know this much about the people that y'all dealing with
Hello.
because I don't know how to interact with them after this shit. Because
True.
now you have told me that, this girl like to bend you over and spread you eagle wide and lick you from your rooter to your tutor. And now I'm just looking at her crazy. Granted,
But
I
why
was
though? I don't get.
we're talking about 20-year-old Irene. We're
Oh,
talking
okay,
about
got you. I got you.
let me hurry up and say that. We talking about 20-year-old
Okay,
Irene.
I want to say like,
Irene, that's about to be 40. Hey, get it how you live, player. I ain't mad at you. You know what I'm saying?
hey, live it. It's true, true.
I ain't mad at you at all.
Because I would definitely say me at 20. Yeah, it was literally the same. Yeah, it definitely. I
It,
when people say that in your
bro,
40s and in your 30s is is your biggest sexual, exploring. It is,
uh-huh.
it is.
If 20-year-old Irene could know what the fuck 39, about to be 40-year-old Irene is into,
Hmm.
her flabbers would be gassed.
Can you imagine talking to your old self, being like, "Girl, this is the shit that we do now." You be like, "Oh, bitch, how we get here?"
that, that motherfucker would be sitting there just like this.
like, like, does mom know?
How? What do
You
you
did
mean?
what?
And you let the what?
You put all three in your mouth?
Child.
It do. It do, little youngin. It do.
And then you let them kiss you afterwards? That is crazy.
And you licked up what after? And he spit back where? You
What?
nasty bitch.
20-year-old Irene would die.
Girl,
Would
listen.
die. You hear me?
But
A
then you
hundred
gotta
percent
think
die.
about like 70-year-old Irene gonna look back at you like we did that bitch.
She gonna be like a time was had. Okay.
Time was had.
A time was had.
Time
But
was had.
a lot of that, I'll be 100% honest. I do not know. Okay, I'm gonna say it this way. With the experiences that I've had, if me being a sexual health educator had not been a factor, I cannot promise you that I would be where I am now sexually.
Really?
I don't think so. Because keep in mind, a lot of where I am now had nothing to do with the relationships that I was in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of where I am now came from research and in, you know,
Got it.
and learning things and exposing myself to different genres and topics up under
Mm-hmm.
sexual health and wellness that got it to the point of me doing majority of my exploration sexually has been over the past 4 to 5 years of this single period for me. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Yeah,
Ah.
I
See,
know,
I feel
right?
like we've had the conversation now. Like I feel like the last 3 years for me has been my calmer season.
Well, clearly,
The fact
no tea,
that
no
you
shade.
laugh like that,
No,
knowing you my friend, is terrible.
I'm honest. I love you to pieces, but no tea, no shade. I can believe it. I can believe it
And
because we
because
had.
you know my past though. You know my
I
past. You
do.
know my
I do.
past, like how
Right.
extreme it was. Like we had the conversation on your show, even talking about like how do you navigate going from uh I don't even know if you call that intimacy, but we just first whatever an extreme intimacy back into a more safer, more romantic type of
Right.
energy versus
You
it
want to
just
go
being like
from aggression.
bow,
Yeah.
bow. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and
Y'all was yeah in a no hold
girl,
barred cage match up in that
listen,
motherfucker.
and being the aggressor, like I literally now have the desire not to. I don't want to always be the aggressor, or I don't always want to be the
What up,
person
dude?
that is like, you know what I mean. I don't want that. I really I'm ready to get into my to see what that feels like to just relax and be. And I feel like it's coming along, but sometimes I still get that, I don't know.
I apparently have to work on my nigga tendencies.
True, but I feel like you know how extreme mine was. Like we talked about
Yeah,
on
no,
your
no,
show,
no.
like
I do.
like
I
I
know
just
exactly how
yeah.
extreme yours were, and I
Cause like
understand.
yeah. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I understand because we've had the conversation of where you were and where you're trying to get to.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
I told you what my thought process was around like
Yeah.
what's going to get you there.
Hmm.
Um, and it's going to take time. It's going to take time and a lot of trust.
That's hard.
It is.
That's hard because like so just okay, transparent more. That's why I no longer kind of want to ever do pegging again. Because in my brain it takes me back to that situation and where I was like
Riding that motherfucker like a bronco.
girl. And I was like, okay, for just because for healing purposes, like I don't want to do that ever again. Like,
You want to
did
know
I
what
enjoy
though?
it? I enjoyed it though, but for that reason alone, I don't want to do it again.
So, okay. So I'm not saying that you should or you shouldn't because it's honestly going to be a choice that you have to make and based on how you feel within about
Right.
everything. But I think I told you this the last time we had this conversation. I genuinely feel like under different circumstances, if that
Right.
was what the person wanted. Under different circumstances, I do believe that you could still find joy in it, and not and it not trigger you in a way that pushes you back into that mindset. And the reason why I say that is because I look at it the same way I look at someone who might have been in an abusive relationship and experienced
Right.
choking. You know what I'm saying? But likes to be choked sexually.
Same.
It doesn't, it doesn't trigger the fight or flight situation in
Hmm.
you doing it sexually that it does when you were being abused. So I kind of look at it that way because you were in a very different headspace with that.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So if you were to find someone where you all were in a calmer relationship and you all had a totally different connection, and this was, pegging to something that they wanted to experience, then I
I
feel
don't think
like
no guy goes into a situation saying, "Yeah, by the way,
you
I
never
want."
know. You never know. I because my first time hearing about pegging was, I was, of course, it was a party I was doing,
Mhm.
and the lady was married, and she was buying the strap out of the book, out of the catalog and stuff. And I
Mhm.
was like, you got a whole husband at the house. What the fuck is you doing with this? And she told me, and I was like, huh. She was like, yeah, and it was, granted, these was white people, so I don't
Right.
know how many dudes would just happily, black men would happily say, although from my understanding, it can give an amazing orgasm. So it's like,
Have,
okay.
mm, mm. Listen, I don't even know
Oh
what
yeah.
the type of cum a man has when he is getting pegged and jerking at the same time, jerking off. It's very, it's fulfilling as the person that is
I
doing it.
Listen, I
I'm
heard
just
this in tips
saying,
than a motherfucker, so
but I know, like I say, I know the emotion that goes along with it, so that's why I've
right.
chosen to kind of like stay away from it. I would say permanently, because like I said, I don't want to get into that emotion of it. And it's so funny because like even now, when you talk about now and like people, when you get into like relationships, bonds, or whatever, and it's like when you talk about like your sexual history now, and it's like you kind of like hear the guy kind of talking about, and it's like, okay, have you ever reached past level 2 of Mario Brothers, sir? And I'll be like, he'd be looking at me like, so, well, what have you? And I'm like, I just be like, I don't even want to say it. I don't even
This
want to
is
talk
this
about
is
it.
this is why I just
Cause
flat out tell people leave it alone, because you're gonna find yourself tied up in
thank
the
you,
corner trying to figure
because
out why your booty hole getting electrocuted. Just leave it alone.
I listen. That's why I just say, just leave me alone. Just, just leave me alone.
It's not.
Just
You
leave me
you
alone.
should have called out. You should have called Irene in her early 20s. That's where you at, sir. You are still early 20s. You can deal with that
Or
that
at
that
least
person.
before 32 for me, because I'm old.
Still early 20s
So
to me.
yeah, at least before 32, because after them 30s and them baby,
Okay, so let me ask you this: do you remember your first time going into a sex store?
yeah. Um, I think I was it was late because it was like probably my late 20s. And it's probably the first time that I had to buy a strap. To be honest,
Well, shut up then.
yeah.
Well, okay, yeah. You said to late 20s. I had to put the timeline together. I was like, got it.
Okay.
Okay.
It was probably my late
So
20s.
for me, it was my to be righteous with you. I think I might have been like 19, 20. I was in
Oh,
college. Me and some of my homegirls fucking around. What y'all want to do tonight? Hey, let's go to the sex store. What?
wait, do them little Fredericks of Hollywood count? You know when you go in there, you be getting them little draws and stuff, and
Nah,
the
that's
little
more like,
dice and stuff. I mean, technically it was, but I ain't going in to get no actual toy. I just went in there to get like the
I
dice and
feel
the little
like
vibrator.
Frenches of Hollywoods leaned a lot more towards the lingerie than it did the actual sex
But they
stuff.
had
Because
like
they did. They had a couple of things, because
couple
you can
things.
fuck around and go in Spencer's and see a couple of things. But I mean,
Hello?
I mean a full-fledged sex store. I'm talking about where they checking your ID when you come in this motherfucker.
Yes, ma'am.
You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
ma'am.
I had to be like 19,
Mm.
and if anybody from Jackson, Mississippi is watching this, they might know exactly the place I'm talking about. So it was a spot uh, on the south end of town,
Mm-hmm.
and it was an old motel
Oh Lord.
that they turned the front end into a sex store. Keep the front end because you can still go rent a room in that bitch.
Oh my God.
So if you bought something and needed to go try it out immediately, right? I ain't never rent no room in that bitch because I'm sorry, I can't do it. I can't do it. But me and my homegirl just want to get out, get off campus and go do some crazy ass shit. Fucking around and went to this girl. First off, why are we huddled up like we scared to be up in this motherfucker? If y'all don't get off of me, it's the first thing. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? But walking around there, I remember because that's when like Spanish Fly and all the everybody was talking about this shit, which was the start of those enhancement products and all that kind of shit.
Right.
Uh, that was I'll be right with you. I think my first purchase was a bullet, which
Yeah.
I think that's
I think
what
that'd be
most
the
people
first.
start
Yeah.
off
I think that's the
because
first
it's
thing
safe.
everybody learn. Yeah.
It's safe, it's simple, it don't look too crazy. Because if you have
No,
ever gone into a sex store, it is some shit in there
honey,
that
ain't
will
it?
make you buck your eyes. So weird. Because I was like, what the fuck is this shit?
True.
Right? And then literally like a couple of years later, I ended up selling the stuff. And here we are. But I
Thank
remember
you.
going in there
Thank you,
and
Mr.
just,
Stripper.
hello, you know. But I remember going in there and just like my brain trying to process so many things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, which the funny part about it, it was my first time in a sex store, but it wasn't my first time using a sex toy
Mm.
or having. And actually, my first time with a toy, I didn't purchase it.
Okay.
Motherfucker, the nigga I was fucking with at the time bought it and use it on me or whatever. And so, um, to finally go into a store was a very interesting situation.
Listen.
Which I always listen. I ain't gonna hold you. I love going to sex stores now, just for the fun. I ain't gotta buy shit. I just like going and looking around and see
I
what the
like the
fuck out there.
online ones. I ain't gonna hold you. I feel like the
Well,
online ones have way more stuff
always.
and extreme
Damn.
stuff
You know what?
than.
We should have went to that big ass emporium while we was in Vegas.
Oh yeah.
I ain't even think about it because they got that
Yeah.
motherfucker is huge. You hear me? I think it's still there, but that
I'm gonna
motherfucker
put
is
that on my bucket list. Let me
huge.
go. Let me go. Let me go. Cause online stores be having machines and stuff,
Let me tell you something.
shells, things that you can binges,
So the
slave
back
tables.
back in Orlando, if I needed to go to a sex store, there was one particular sex store I would go to, right? And it was two stories. And on the second floor, they had like the Sabian, which is the thing that looks like is half a U shape or U shaped or whatever,
Yeah.
and you sit on it like a saddle. That
Mm.
motherfucker, baby, let me tell you something. That motherfucker will rock the floor. The vibration on that bitch is so hard. I'm like, I don't know how your shit ain't through the roof after this. Because a bitch that can last on that motherfucker is a strong ass motherfucker. And I ain't no bitch. I ain't no phone. I ain't listen. But I done looked at that motherfucker and be like, that might be too much. That just might be too
Right.
much. But and they had machines. That's why I say if you find the right store, you can
Mm-hmm.
find some shit in there like that. Like you'll find the machines and the chairs and all the shit. You just gotta find the right store to go to.
And see, that's what
Which
I said. My desire is for somebody to create a basket for me that will wow me. Cause right now, either I'm just a very sick individual, but don't nothing really wow me no more.
I mean,
I'll be wanting to be like, okay.
I'm not gonna hold you because I feel like you and I are in very similar spaces with a lot of stuff.
Cause like I always say, either we gonna enjoy it or we gonna
Are you
laugh.
not right?
Either way, that's what it is.
But I feel like because you've asked me that, and I thought of some
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
I feel like some of the stuff wouldn't wow you though, but I feel like it would be. Ooh, I'm glad to add this to my arsenal type
yeah.
situation.
Ooh, oh yeah, ooh, that'll be fun.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Because outside, yeah, nah, yeah, that motherfucker, that basket gonna that's gonna be some money. I ain't even gonna hold you to get you to
Uh,
the point. To get you to the point of being wowed, it
yeah.
it's gonna be a pretty penny. I ain't even gonna hold you, but but that's the fun of it, and I think that's the thing about sex now versus when I was younger. I
Mm-hmm.
have a lot more fun with it now
It do. You really do. You really
because
do. You really do. It is so much fun. That's why I don't understand why people be like when they talking about their husband, their wives, and intimacy, talking about it's boring. How, Sway?
you want to know how. Because one of the biggest things that I learned about a lot of women who are in long term relationships and are married, um, they they never found the time to explore beforehand with their partners. So once they're married, they're set in their ways.
Mm-hmm.
They may be interested in stuff because a lot of times they may be out here reading the books and all the things with all the craziness in there, but they're not really uh, actively saying anything about wanting to try these things
Right.
because
They
oh he'll
afraid
look
about being judged, and I'm like, girl, ain't no
right.
man gonna ever judge you.
Well,
First
here's
of
the
all,
thing.
yeah,
Sometimes the dude done said something 9 times out of 10 to make her feel like he would judge her. If he hasn't said anything, somebody in her past said something. Because I'm not gonna lie, I remember funny as funny as shit. You know, now the
oh
same
god,
person who used the toy on me of their own free will is the same person who tried to judge me when I started selling the stuff and I wanted us. So, product research is my favorite part of my goddamn job. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I'm
We were
not
talking
gonna
about
tell you
earlier.
shit. I'm not gonna tell you about shit that I ain't tried. You feel me? So, here I am thinking we better have some fun product research. This motherfucker lost his shit and acted like I had cussed him out and called him everything under the sun but a child of God. And
And
I'm
you know,
like,
that's
but
crazy.
make it make sense. Make it make sense. So it didn't necessarily deter me. It didn't deter me.
You just
Let's
not my
let's
person.
I ain't gonna hold you. I stayed a little while. I stayed a lot longer than I should have after that
And
situation.
we do. We talked about
But
that. We talked about
yeah,
that.
but another story for another day. But it didn't deter my interest, and it definitely didn't deter
Nah.
me from continuing my business or whatever the case may be. I just realized that you just can't be a part of this little arena of my life,
Hello.
which it sucks because if you're supposed to be my man, I want you to like, hey baby, I want us to have fun,
And like
like
we always say, like the hugest
benefits.
thing is having that person that you be like, yeah, go ahead. Yes, my yes person, and I ain't talking about a yes person like y'all be thinking about a yes person, but a person that's down with my shits and has made a
Listen,
safe space and a comfortable space and has allowed me that safe space to just be able to be free in that area, baby.
it's a dangerous thing.
It is, but to go back to what you said, the funny thing about dudes is, it's like just saying that you unleashed your level 5 on them real quick, and it could just we just we just talk about head real quick, and the first thing they after they have been pleasured, they think about the first thing they said be like, well, dang, who else you do this to? Who else? Who else? They be like,
Child,
you done did this to somebody else? How you know how to do this?
that do be the question. Be like, how you know? I don't know.
What?
Some shit
Like,
I literally just be coming up with on the spot. I ain't never
hello?
tried this shit before.
Oh my
Spirit
god,
just
but they really do be like that. They be like, who you else who done did this to? I want to know. Like I got questions now. It's
mm,
like, you know what? Just chill out. Just chill out.
enjoy the ride. It's okay.
And so
It's
and
okay.
like some and you got like you said, some things come just out of that comfort. Some things
Hmm.
come, and you had like we always talk about that out of body zoned out and y'all just enjoyed the fuck out of each other and you just your mouth and everything else just start exploding, baby. It's like my mouth ain't never been in this area
Yes.
quite before. But today,
You
here
be
we
like,
are.
I don't know what told me to go here, but I followed, and it was a
Listen,
time.
and a
A
time was
time was
had.
had. Oof, child. Anyway,
Come on back. Come on back. Come on back.
but but then I, like I said, it goes to the fact when I say the child, when I say 180-degree difference
Mm-hmm.
from where I was, especially because and my Irene was a lot smaller. We're talking about very, very lot smaller. So
Same.
in the way I move now,
But ain't that crazy though?
it is it is so interesting. Cause I was thinking about it now. Don't get me like, don't say that. Don't say that. Nope, ain't gonna say that.
We get a Patreon for this show, goddamn it. Cause every time we be like, nope, nah, I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say that.
Some shit just does not need to live on the internet, bro. Fuck it.
Oh God.
I don't care. Like I listen, we be real transparent on this motherfucker. It's just some shit don't need to
But you
live
know
on the
what's so
internet.
funny? It's like we tell y'all everything, but tell y'all nothing at the same time.
So true. So true.
That's the funny part. That is
It
so
it
funny.
gives very much if you know type vibes.
Right, exactly.
But um but also I think another huge difference is how I censor or how I focus on my pleasure
Hmm.
um now versus then. Because
Right.
another thing that is extremely that I would definitely do different or I have done differently with like my nieces and stuff like that and having these talks
Hmm.
that, granted, at this point in my life, do I really think I wanted to have this level of conversation with my mother? Absolutely not.
Nah.
But do I think it would have made a difference? Yes.
Hmm.
As far as centering my pleasure and making sure that I'm pleased and realizing that if I'm not pleased in the situation,
Hmm.
I ain't gotta keep doing this shit. Or I have the right to tell you that I don't like it. And I ain't gotta be mean about it. I ain't gotta be rude about it. Y'all know my favorite saying is it's not what you say a lot of times, it's how you
How you
say
say
it.
it? Yeah.
Uh so I've always been very big on trying to communicate those things. Have they always been well received? Nope. But as you see, the motherfuckers ain't here. So
Nope. Now I got a
uh,
question for you.
ugh.
What?
Sorry. I don't know. Just come on, just give me a
No,
question.
it's good. I promise. So, where do you feel like that shift happened in you, where you went from regular Irene in an intimate way to like the Irene that wants to now electrocute your asshole? Like, where did that shift of wanting to explore new things? I would say
So
the
this
wanting to explore, the wanting to transition in that way. Where do you feel like that started?
So honestly, it started probably about 2016, 2017 when I went
Okay.
to my first BDSM class.
Okay.
Now, the crazy thing about it is it was sparked in that moment, but I couldn't nurture it in that moment.
Right.
Because at the same time of going to this class, I realized that the person that I was with, I did not trust babe, I ain't trusted with shit. Let's
But
just be
what made you
100%
want to
honest.
go to that class though?
Well, I went to the class as part. It was a bunch of us in pure romance because I
Okay.
was connected to a lot of other consultants and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
And so
Okay.
one girl was already active in the lifestyle, and she was like, "Yo, y'all should come to this class. It'll be really cool. It's some great information because it was like right after 50 Shades of Grey came out." And she
Mm-hmm.
was like, "This will be something great to talk about because we had started coming out with products that were like floggers and whips and
Yeah.
all this other kind of stuff. You know, leaning into the market of what people wanted. They didn't want something so extreme as the real deal stuff, but they
Right.
wanted something very let me tip my toe into the situation. And that's
Gotcha.
what Pure Romance offered, right? So she told us about the class and she was like, y'all can come and learn some stuff. And then if you cool, you can stay and go into the dungeon and watch and whatever the case. So that opened the door for my brain to start like, okay, I want to learn more. I want to figure out more.
Right.
Uh, I wanted to make sure, first, I wanted to find people who look like me
Right.
because
That's important.
because I don't care how you put it. I don't care what you say. Black people experience kink fetishes, BDSM, the whole nine yards a lot differently, especially
Right.
when it comes to things like bondage and impact play.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so
I agree.
that that started it. But realizing how much trust you have to have in a person
Mm.
uh, to to explore, not necessarily just explore BDSM, but just be able to be free to
Mm-hmm.
explore. Period.
That's true.
I realized how little trust I had in the the person that I was dealing with. I found it. There it is.
I'm so proud. So
Thank
proud.
you. I'm working on it. So, but I realized how little trust I had in that person
Mm-hmm.
because, like, for example, that night I experienced wax play. I did not like it, but
Okay.
I want to try it again because part of me feels like I didn't like it because I couldn't relax. Because even
But
though
so
there
you
was
were
an
the receiver of the wax
right,
play. Okay.
yeah, and even though there was somebody there teaching and watching, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't relax because I did not trust that motherfucker.
Okay. Now,
It,
how would you think? How would you feel if you was the person doing it though?
I don't know. It
Okay.
then if I was doing it then, I still don't think I would have been relaxed enough to enjoy it because his baby the wind shifted that motherfucking mood changed.
Oh
We
my
just we
God.
just happy Irene is a free person. Okay,
Amen. Thank you, Lord.
amen. Right.
God.
Uh, so I don't like because I remember not being comfortable the whole night, but
Mm-hmm.
also being very intrigued by all of the things. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Being very because like they had a Fabian there, they had the wax play, they had somebody doing shibari, which is the
The
rope
rope.
art and
Yeah.
bondage and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So there were all these things. They had somebody doing impact play, and baby, it was a very intense session of impact play. Like he was
Mm-hmm.
punching that girl ass, and she had little to no ass. I said, "That old baby."
Hey,
I
she
just said,
probably used to it. It's people
"Baby,
that get
she
their
was."
whole fist up somebody's ass. So
This is also fair because I don't think we talked about it here, but I know I talked about it on the other show. Y'all know I went and saw. I got to see fisting up
yeah,
close and
when you went
personal.
to your convention,
That shit still blows my mind. I swear to God.
girl,
Uh,
listen.
I,
Mm-mm. But I guess they figured if you could birth the baby, you could take
yeah,
a
but
fish.
not well. Listen, I don't. Mm.
And second of all, I deal with gorillas, big dudes. So this ain't no little
Right.
street fish I'm gonna be dealing with here. This whole rock wilders,
You know what I'm saying?
little
That's
linebackers,
sir. You
a
got a big ass
gorilla.
hand. That is a big ass hand.
That's a big hello,
I don't.
hello.
No, I'm good. I'm good on it. But like, but yeah, but it intrigued me, and once again, I'm a nerd, so of course I started researching. I started reading stuff. I started looking at stuff or whatever the case may be. But it
Right.
wasn't until like a year and 7 months or so after becoming single that I
Hmm.
actually started to explore a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And it's only been within the last almost 3 years, I say the better part of almost 3 years, that
Hmm.
I've really allowed myself to just delve into, my wildest thoughts because I got a green light and I was like, "Are you sure?" Y'all right.
Hallelujah for green lights. We love the green
Got a
lights.
got a green
And
light
also, I
and
feel like it's the
now we
comfort
talking.
level too. It's
Right.
that comfort level. It's that. Ugh, I always tell people like we always say we could tell y'all don't like the people that y'all dealing with because by the stuff that you say. But at the end of the day, like when you really are into the person that you're dealing with, or you have a very comfortable feeling with that person, or you feel sexually safe and safe all around with that person, and you feel comfortable even in your skin around that person. It's like that definitely shows, that definitely comes out, that
Right.
definitely, I don't care what nobody say, it frees you to be fully open.
It does. It
It
make
really
it
does.
the connection, the freedom, the comfortability, the safety. Um, it does make a difference. It makes a
Because
huge
if
difference.
ain't none of that, I ain't doing nothing. I don't care. We can sit
Listen,
here and watch Netflix all
but
night. I ain't doing
also
nothing.
because I know that the pleasure is going to be reciprocated because
Thank you.
ain't shit. Let me tell you something. And I think I said this before, where I talked about um, is I have levels, right? And
Uh-huh.
because Irene don't be trying to have no stalkers out here, so everybody can't experience me the
No,
same way,
if
right?
they should. Nope.
Um, and I don't know if I've taken my final form yet.
Mm-mm. Hell
I
no.
don't because I
No.
feel like I have so much more to explore.
No.
But
Hell
it's like
no.
it's been very interesting because I found levels of myself that I didn't even think I had. Because once again, it is definitely shit that I'm cool with now that I found myself to be cool with over the last year or so. That if you would have told shit 29-year-old Irene this shit, I'd have called you a motherfucker lie. I told your ass you was crazy as a jackrabbit, bitch. You is crazy than a motherfucker. Ain't nobody doing that
Yeah.
shit. And mm,
That's
happy.
that like the one moment I was like, you raggedy bitch, you in love, because I had a toe in my mouth. And I said I would never put a toe
I
in
ain't
my
toe in my
mouth.
mouth yet. I ain't found myself with a toe in my mouth yet.
But you ever
I,
met a motherfucker you want to lick from head to toe?
I didn't say I didn't. Okay, listen.
He just ain't figuratively done it yet. I just have.
So here's the other thing. I have a thing about feet. I do.
I do too. That's the whole thing.
Now
But like
I
we
have
talk
found
about, when you
myself.
in this vibe, you in this zone, and you in this energy, and you be off some other shit. This just be
Yeah.
like,
Listen. Let's be happy. I found myself okay with touching feet. Okay. Because
girl,
baby, when I say I have a thing about feet, like don't put your. I am one of those people. Don't put your foot by me. Don't put your foot on me.
listen,
The only time feet don't bother me is babies and like toddlers. Cause they
true.
little, they
They
little,
little.
they cute, whatever. Once you start getting to like a
I'm just glad he got nice feet. That's all. But I was off on I was double faded, and we was off on some shit,
you
and I
had to
was
been
like,
double faded. I ain't gonna hold you, friend. You had to be double faded for that. I have not reached put your toe in my mouth stage yet.
well, listen. Well, I first of all, I didn't even slightly remember it the next morning. I was told, like, you put your toe above.
Yo, ain't that some wild ass shit to have the shit that you done thrown back at you? Be like,
And
hey,
then he was
simmer
like, "Here go
down.
the video." By the way,
Video evidence of it is crazy work. Absolutely crazy. I think that's the other thing. I am a whole lot more comfortable with recording
yes,
now
same,
than I was even just
same,
5 years ago.
same.
Cause bitch, I will punch you in your goddamn throat, nigga. Who the fuck you think I am?
Same.
That's and I.
But
Mm,
I still like to be in control of it though. I think your woman should be in control of the recording, because
I don't even
I
care.
still got trust issues that I don't care what nobody say.
I think it's
If I
fair.
didn't record it, it ain't getting
Listen,
recorded.
nah, I can't say that because
Cause you know what,
I,
some people men be too loose with their phone, and I ain't trying to be off in nobody iCloud land of
I mean fair point, but
unless
I can tell you one. I can tell you one thing. My goddamn hidden folder is absolutely amazing.
man, listen, on my old phones too, cause I ain't never delete them bitches.
Not I never deleted them. That's crazy
I,
work.
I got some of my best work.
She said that was not this work. What do you
I said
mean?
I got some of my best work in that old phone before I got my Apple 16.
She said,
Listen,
I'm not throwing that away.
listen. I'm not throwing it, girl. We gonna get
Are
a
you
whole new
crazy?
cloud. We gonna get a whole new listen.
Listen,
I'm
I ain't gonna hold you. That this has probably been the first time I found myself investing in cloud storage because I
store.
was
Yep,
like,
yep.
some shit just
Or
can't be deleted.
external storage, which I'm gonna start doing next week, is like you can actually take the
The,
everything off the phone and put it onto like the little.
right.
How many? No, I shouldn't ask you that. I'm just gonna say for myself, and then the GoPro storage is in the safe.
What was
So
that
it
ask?
said,
How many what? How many
"Bitch,
what?
if I die, bitch, if I die, take this thing wherever you at."
Girl, it will go in the furnace. Okay.
Listen,
I, that is my acceptable. Hey, listen, if something ever happened to me, bitch, throw this motherfucker in
it's the GoPro. I've been
the
trying
flame.
not to have it on my phone. I've been trying to use the GoPro because the
Throw it in a
GoPro
fire.
get angles that phone can't always get.
Listen. Mm, you
They even
know,
got the attachment that you can put around
sometimes
your neck.
they got one of them for the phone too.
I know, but I'm just saying the GoPro is this big though, friend. I be trying to tell you this is this big.
Now
And
she
it
trying to
has great
advertise the
quality.
GoPro to me. She said you should get one. It would be a
I
great investment.
did. I think I told you that was it around Christmas. I said, Fred,
Yeah,
get the Go. Fred, get the
you
Go.
did. She did. She told me to
Get the
go get the
GoPro.
GoPro. I just ain't got it
And
yet.
then she
It's
gonna tell me not to buy one.
I did tell her not to buy
Don't
me
you
one.
get that GoPro shit.
Cause
Okay.
you know what, we're not gonna have this argument here. So
That's all right.
enough was being done in December as it was. You was not gonna buy me no goddamn GoPro.
Shit.
Um,
Them GoPros be lit.
I'm done. Anyway,
Say it. They have beautiful playback.
we love a good playback. Play
Mm,
it
pop it.
comes.
Put
Okay,
it right
let me
on the
ask you
TV.
this:
Mm-hmm.
what what has been the evolution of your porn watching?
Say that again. You was breaking up.
What has been the evolution of your porn watching? Or like what you like to watch porn wise?
I think we talked about this. I don't watch it that often. And it's gonna sound like a very arrogant ass thing to say. I like to watch the shit in my phone. I'm not even gonna lie. Cause it's like if I think about a, a category that I want to
Mm-hmm.
see real quick, I'm sure it's somewhere,
I'm
it's
sure I got a
somewhere in one of
video.
these spots.
I got a video to work for that. I got a video that falls in that category.
I'm
I think I'll be
sure.
okay.
Only thing, like, I'm not gonna look at nothing wild and crazy anyway. But if it's a category that's in my head that I think I want to watch, I think it's in one of my phones already. So I'm
I
not
mean,
really a
fair.
really advocate of porn. And then usually when I watch it, I think it's funny because it looks
Listen.
very it don't look no.
So was there ever a time that you like watched porn and like actually got
I
enjoyment out of
did,
it?
I did, and then like it would always be. I think it's when I was transitioning out of that relationship, I still had the urge of that aggression. So like, hardcore sex or hardcore, dom stuff. Like, so I would look at like stuff like that at that time when I was transitioning. I feel like that would probably be the biggest category for me at that time. But like right now, mm-mm, nope.
So okay, so I've had a love hate relationship with porn my pretty much my entire life.
Right.
Some of it has to do with how porn was introduced to me,
Mm,
and then some of it has to do with the interaction of the people I've dated with
right.
porn. And then also because I am very much like you, I'm so unserious that what you cannot do is think I'm gonna watch a porn that has a storyline and
Hello. Thank you.
and not be up here cackling because
I'm a laugh.
the acting is horrible. Let's start
It
there.
is terrible.
And if you want me to focus and not have my ADHD pop in, it needs to be compilations and they need to be straight to the point.
And if I gotta scroll too many times to find something that is actually enticing enough for me to watch, I'm just gonna throw it. I'm just gonna throw the whole idea away at that point.
Facts.
Because baby,
Because and don't fuck around and let the bitch have on some shoes and they extra worn at the bottom. Girl, that shit throw me off every time.
And
Or
here's the
they
thing,
on the couch. The couch got two to three stains on it and shit. Y'all didn't look at this before y'all sat on
right?
that couch.
And I feel
Oh,
like you can agree to this. Like at the times, just say when you be by yourself, because we all know, we all grow, we all adults, we still do it, even if you're in a relationship, you're not. Most of the time, I can remember some shit that I done did recently and think myself up on a happy moment. And
girl,
and all I got to do is keep remembering. I ain't got to have a visual. I can remember what it felt like. I can remember what I was doing. I can remember where we was at. Hell, we probably was in the same bed that I'm in right now. So it's like sometimes when you
listen.
just really kind of recollect and think about somebody, you just be like, baby, I done
You're
talked myself up on this nut.
hello, like for real, because baby,
hmm
first off, my imagination is already wild as
Hello?
hell anyway. So you want me to just go back and play it like a movie? What? Don't worry about it. I promise you, I got it.
That's what I'm saying.
I promise you, I got it. At most,
And more.
at most, the video plays just so I can have the sound.
Girl. Mm.
Yep. See, it's something about that sound.
It's something about his sound.
Mm.
And knowing that you made him make that sound. Cause I'm also a pleasurist. Like I need that. I need that gratification of, you know,
Mm-hmm.
job well done. And
Come
I
on,
know
job
when
well
my
done.
job my job has been done well.
She said, "Job well done," and I know when my job has been
I need
done
my
well.
job well done. I need my job well done. Either on my face or somewhere else and everywhere else more than once.
Right. And but I think a huge reason of outside of, like I said, the love hate relationship, and I say love very loosely because
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever just loved porn. It's just like,
Exactly.
it's there. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I definitely, because once again, 10 years ago, you couldn't have
Mm-hmm.
paid me to record myself and watch it back. Ain't no way.
Girl,
You couldn't have
true.
paid me.
I don't think I
Girl,
had a desire to either though.
no. And I
Oh,
mean, one of my exes, he wanted to record and child instant come over face. Nigga, no.
I don't
You can
trust
put
like
that
that.
shit up. You can put that shit up. I'm
I don't
not
trust.
doing that.
I don't trust that. Like I don't trust like that. I'm sorry. I think the only way I ever fully trust like that is with my husband.
Mm.
I hate to say that. I
Um,
don't.
I don't know if that's something that you should hate to say. I mean, the truth is the truth. Because at that point, if you can't trust your husband, who can you trust?
Exactly.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
just I don't trust nobody yet with a camera. And if they did, then they was doing it without me knowing it. Goddamn, I did not give consent.
Now that's crazy. But and I think that's the other thing, another reason why I'm a lot more comfortable with it because the consent is already there. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Um, sorry, just had thought about something. But the consent is already there, and once again, it's the comfortability and the safety of the situation that makes it a lot easier to do. Which once it leads into all of being willing to explore as much as I'm willing to explore at this point. Now, I
Right.
mean, granted, I know myself well enough now, also
hmm
because I know what my hard no's are.
Right.
It ain't that many. I
hmm
ain't got that many, but I do have a few hard no's that I'm like, nah, I know that ain't for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, un- outside of everybody's beliefs, I have never been with a girl. I have never had the desire to be with a girl. Hey, what's interesting? Uh, although most people don't believe me when I say that, I'm like, no, not 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 a single solitary time have I wanted to do anything with a girl, right? Outside of if you watch any of my shit, outside of the strapping a bitch down, but that is not about a sexual experience. That's more
Right.
about domination. Because once again, somebody else gonna have to get her ass primed and ready. I just need you to come in here, bend over, touch your toes, take these strokes, and go on about your business.
Facts.
then I can take the strokes from that bladed fine ass sun. You know what I'm saying? But it's also one of those things that is like, if it happened, it happened. If it don't, it don't.
Right.
I'm not hard pressed behind it. You know what I'm saying? But I also think, what up, man, code?
What up, man,
Uh,
code?
I also think another reason why stuff like I'm not hard pressed behind it is because I do feel fulfilled. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Because I feel like when you are fulfilled, everything else is just lay yeah, a little something extra.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
That's true
mean?
though.
So it makes a huge difference in the sexual experience, and it
Mm-hmm.
also makes a huge difference in just what you do every time. Because you know, some people there are certain things that they have to have sexually every time that they have sex, and without it, they cannot climax or they cannot find pleasure.
Right. That's
Um,
true though.
Whereas, don't get me wrong, I like a good choking just as much as the next person. I don't have to have it every single time.
I
But
just
what
honestly like it to flow. Like, I don't feel like you just be like, okay, because you got to remember, even back in the day, like when people even thought about sex, it was always woman on. It was always like woman on back, missionary, man on top, whatever. Like, very routine, as I could say, if I could say. It's like it's just like nowadays. It's probably about 5,100 positions that people could be in now. But back then it was very traditional and nobody really thought about even exploring different pleasure positions or that or whatever. It's like it was just very black and white.
in some states it was illegal. I know in Mississippi it was illegal to have sex in any other position other than missionary for a long time.
Whoa, what? How would they even know?
Child, the fuck if I know. But it was dead ass out the law book. It was that one. It was illegal to police yourself with a three dimensional object. So in certain counties in
That's
Mississippi,
because people were doing nasty shit, I bet.
no, like they even talk like that's why in certain counties they can't sell sex toys.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
I don't they don't really enforce it no more, thank God, because baby, I was all over that state slanging the things. Uh, but and then
Like,
it was also illegal to perform fellatio at one point.
what?
Yeah,
In public or at all?
period. It was a flat like that was the law. It wasn't in public. It was if they caught you shucking your husband, bitch,
You
you
was
going to
going to
jail.
jail. He said, I wonder when the positions restrictions changed. Now it's unlimited. That's true.
I think once again, like we were saying earlier, I think a lot of it just has to do with people have just become a lot more relaxed
Mm-hmm.
in their uptightness about things. Especially because the old saying that they used to be out there was like what one won't do the other one will type
Hello?
situation. And
Hello?
motherfuckers, oh, they go out there, they cheat because she willing to do this and they willing to do that or whatever the case
Or
may
that was
be.
their reason why they got prostitutes because prostitutes, was giving head and your wife, it was horrid for your wife to give head.
Which is crazy because my thing is like, why would you not want me to be your whore, your slut, and
I don't know.
the
I
lady
think
on
it
your
had to. I
arm?
think it maybe had to do with religion or something because they really did think that stigma in their head was like, doing that type of act was whorish, and your wife just didn't do no
Right.
such.
Which a lot of it had to do with religion when it came to some of that. Um, I mean, yes, I'm also a person who does not have to have a connection for there to be good sex. Now for great sex, a connection has to be there. Good sex, I don't need a connection.
Mm,
But for it to be quantified as great, yeah, nah, I'm gonna have to have a connection with it. Um,
I need
but
a.
huh? You said you
I,
need one
I need one.
for what? Just good
Only
for
because
sex
my
in general?
like, huh?
For sex in general?
For good sex. I mean, I could bust a nut by myself.
I mean, also sex.
Just saying.
get that head, get that bread, then leave. Uh,
He said, "Get out of there." See, no, I just don't. I don't know.
listen, I'm not gonna
I
sit up
gotta
here and
have some
say,
slight connection. There has to be like not just be like, "Hey, you wanna? Okay, yeah, come on." Like, nah,
at the very least, there has to be a level of attraction for me.
thank you.
I won't
And I
say a
feel like that's
connection.
another reason why, because I'm never attracted to nobody in the beginning, so I will never be.
Yeah, see, yeah, no, there just has to be a level of attraction,
I'm
and
weird. I know
as long as you don't say nothing stupid,
that girl. See, mm-mm.
Hey, Jasmine.
Hey,
But
sis. Hey, sis.
so but yeah, no, it definitely changes once a connection is made for me. Uh, so
And you gotta know how to talk to me too. If you don't know how to talk to me, my coochie it will immediately turn off.
it will,
If I get irritated, she immediately ain't coming on. She gonna be like, "Girl, what the fuck is we doing?" Hey, sis.
and I'm gonna tell you
No.
how quick the shit happens. I remember I was talking to this nigga, right, and we was cool. Once again, it was a cool, like we was okay, we're not gonna get too deep into the story. It was a cool connection, right? You provided a service. That sounds so terrible. You you provided something that I currently needed. It's really what it was for me. They wanted more. I did not. But the day that the shit ended, um, we was hanging out at a house party. Mind you, I'm not necessarily a friendly person, but I'm a
Mhm.
person that can get along with anybody, right?
Yeah.
So here I am. I'm outside playing pool, chopping it up with some niggas. Literally chopping it up with some niggas. Bitch ain't out here flirting. Nigga, you was literally right inside the house. Who the fuck I look like? Like we here together. They saw us come in together, whatever the case may be, right? This motherfucker come outside being just overly dramatic, like trying to claim your territory, property out, but not even in a cute. You know how sometimes it's cute when a nigga try and claim you as his,
Yeah.
versus when it's annoying. It was the annoying
It's
kind.
annoyance. Yeah. It's
Because
annoying.
first off, you fucking with me while I'm over here playing this goddamn pool game, and I'm trying to whip this nigga ass. So you pissing me
Like,
off
read the
because
room.
right, because I'm in my competitive mode right now. And you fucking with me. You feel me?
Pretty much.
Baby, by the time we left that party, it was over.
Yeah.
It was oh, hey, I can't do this. This ain't gonna work.
And I feel like the older you get, the quicker the quicker that switch just like I know for me, it be like I can like you one day and then tomorrow you just like if you've accumulated three fucked up things that you done said to me,
It
I'll
ain't
be
even
like,
just I'm
I'll
so
be trying to
terrible.
give grace. I'll be like, okay, no, I don't know, no, I
Mm-mm.
don't. You have to know how to talk to me, and
The
like if
first
you don't know how to talk to me right, I'm not gonna be into you like that.
talk to me nice. You feel me?
Talk to me
Because
nice, daddy.
if
Talk to
you
me
say
nice.
something, and I gotta go,
Thank you. And at any given time, my face be like, "Fuck you doing here?"
hey, who the fuck you? Okay, all right.
You know,
Because as
now
soon as I
take
feel
it.
like
Him in a woman's life, or her in a woman's life, and a man's life can say the same thing, and it just be like,
fair,
okay, but it's like,
hey,
nah.
once
Mm-mm.
again, if you can tell me what to do, you can tell me what to do. But clearly, the
If,
motherfucker couldn't tell me what to do, and it was like, nah, you gotta go. This ain't gonna
for
work
real.
because you. Mm-mm. But
Mm-mm.
and that's another thing. I gave a lot more chances in my younger years than I do now.
Yeah. Because
I
I mean, shoot, we older now. Ain't that the hourglass is ticking. I ain't got no time to be worried. Like, nah, bro, nah.
nah.
I ain't got that much patience for you no more. I don't.
My patience is so thin. It is rice paper. God damn it.
Especially now in life when you checking off your own boxes. People don't realize that. Like when I'm checking off on my own boxes, it's like when we was talking about last week versus want versus need. It's like you have to realize at this point Is there some things I need you for? But the big 80% bucket of it, baby, I don't.
Right.
Now I want you because I love you and I want a companion and I want that. But at the end of the day, baby, them other boxes done been checked. We cool. I'm good. And if you just come in, the topic of tonight is sex then versus sex now. But yeah, it's like nah, you gonna have to come with something else. And
Yeah.
if not,
No.
you gotta realize the problem with me is that I'm cool. And I that's scary for me. That's scary for me because people don't understand the joy and the peace that God has given me and the love I have for myself. Like I could sit at home all day and have a grand good time.
True.
I
But
could go
not
out on vacation by myself and have a grand good time. Like I love being by myself. So
fact. Well, and then not only that, I think it's also coupled with I've experienced, better than what the fuck you trying to present to me. So
hello.
you got to be out your rabbit ass mind. If you think I'm finna settle for this piss poor shit you think you finna put on the platter
Like
for
I
me.
treat myself good. I'm never gonna expect you to treat people be looking for men and women to treat them better than they treat themselves.
Oh no.
And it's like at the end of the day, you gotta understand, I treat myself very well. Because I feel like I deserve well. I work hard, I'm a good person, I'm a good woman, so I treat myself very well. So at the end of the day, if you think that I'm gonna settle for you being inconsistent, not being attentive or anything like that, or not being supportive, and that's just a low on the low spectrum, you got a lost your rapid ass mind.
Or if you think you finna come in here and mold me into something that you feel
Hello?
like I should be,
Right. Or now you feel like I'm a challenge and you want to humble me because you feel a certain kind of way. You don't lost your rabbit ass mind.
has it ever started out amazing and then flamed out for either one of y'all? Yeah. I've
Yeah.
so over the past the what I've been single for almost 5 years now. So I've connected with a couple of people, right? And it would fizzle out for one reason or another. And majority of the time it was a lack of consistency. Like shit was
Yep.
cool, we were communicating on a regular basis, whatever the case may be. And then all of a sudden, when it came time to put, the money where your mouth is type shit,
Nothing.
motherfuckers fall off, motherfuckers don't have no follow through. Because I'm good for putting the ball in somebody else's court.
Hello? Especially if I
Because
didn't come for you. If I didn't come for you, I'm sorry. I
you know
tell
what I'm
people that
saying.
all the time now. If I came for you, meaning I approached you and I said, hey, you're a person that I want to get to know, that's my job to put in that work. Because I came for you. I said I
Right,
wanted to get to know you. Now, based upon how you feel about the things that I'm presenting, if you wanna reciprocate that energy because you like me back, that's cool. But it's like at the end of the day, in the beginning, like the first beginning, if you came for me, I'm just trying to figure out if I want to talk to you or not. Am I right?
right, right.
You deciphering if you somebody you want to invest time with. Like that's crazy. And to me, the quickest thing to fizzle off for me is poor communication.
Hmm.
Like if we just getting to know each other, what you lying to me for? You lying to me about stupid
Listen,
shit. You lying to me about stupid shit that I can't put A and B together, or one or two or three. Like I'm dumb as hell or something. And
and then
now
making
you playing with my intelligence. Now you
and
playing with my
then
intelligence.
and then making dumbass promises. I didn't ask you for none of this shit.
I didn't ask you for none of that shit.
I
Back
didn't
then.
ask you to promise to pay my bills. I didn't ask you to promise to buy me this and buy. I ain't asked you for none of that shit. Honestly, matter of fact, I didn't even ask your ass to be here.
No.
So you doing all
If,
this extra showboating for what?
or if you in the beginning and you want to honestly talk, I don't want to say sexual, but it's like you always making, things about my body, or you talking sexually, like you fresh out the gate, big boy. What you doing? Like, come
It's
on.
it's a certain way to have an adult sexual conversation, but then there's another way that lets you know, sir, you just here because you want to fuck,
Hello? And it
but you
makes me
trying to
uncomfortable.
disguise it.
You
You
trying to
trying to
disguise
disguise
it
it.
so bad, so bad.
And that's what that depend. You depending on the day that you catch me. Depends on the day I feel like playing with your ass. I just cut you the fuck off. More often than not, in the past couple of years of my life, I've just been cutting motherfuckers off because I used to play
Same
with people.
facts, facts.
I used to play with people. I ain't even gonna hold you. As soon as I realize what you want and I can play with your emotions with it,
I
I
ain't got
will.
time for that. Cause I get
Now,
annoyed too fast. I get annoyed too
once
get
again,
annoyed
like
too
I
fast.
said, we're talking now. Now I don't do that. I don't do
I
that
don't.
now. Did I
I'm just
do
gonna be
it
quiet.
at
I
one
just be
point in my
quiet.
life? Yes.
You know, I just be quiet because it's like once I get to talking to you and you start to annoy me, and trust me, when your conversation annoys me, I'm cool up off it.
Babe,
I'm cool up off it.
I, st- I stopped responding altogether. I'm either gonna stop responding or I'm gonna block you. And then I can't stand the motherfucker that I forget to block. It's always the person I forget to block because I just started ignoring them altogether. That then all of a sudden come out of nowhere, hey stranger, God damn it,
Mm.
let me go and block your ass because no.
Oh my god! And then they talk about
I,
you. Did you ever had a situation where the person turn off their iMessage just to text you and it worked?
I had somebody send it through. No, I had somebody email, like use their email address to
Crazy.
then, because I had blocked their phone number.
Yeah,
So
and
they use
iMessage
it.
you can't use the email. That's crazy.
I had somebody do it that way. I had somebody trying to hit me on LinkedIn, Pinterest. I didn't even know you could message on Pinterest.
First of all, you know how good your coochie gotta be for a nigga to try to find you on Pinterest.
The nigga ain't never even sniffed my coochie.
What?
Ain't never met me in person.
Oh wow, that's stalkerish. That's scary. Just from social media.
Yep.
See, that's why I always tell people
So
create your
so
social media boundaries, cousin.
we did no, this is somebody that I did have conversations with offline. We
Okay.
had conversations offline. But babe ain't never seen a naked part of my body. Ain't never sniffed, touched, taste, nothing. Ain't never even seen me in person.
That's crazy.
Then went and changed their phone number so they could text me.
Well, you know that happened to me 50,000 times. That's
That
crazy.
part. Yes. I was like, sometimes I want to know if we can pick up where we left off. Ain't shit to pick up, nigga. The fuck you mean?
You want to pick it up? It's in the trash. If you want,
Ain't even shit to be in the trash. Ain't shit to pick up.
baby, listen.
And I did. I said it just like that. Ain't shit to pick up.
It ain't nothing to pick up, baby. Let it alone. Let it alone.
The fuck?
Let it alone.
I couldn't find you on TikTok. I bet your ass couldn't.
That's wild.
Listen,
That's wild.
here's the reason I tell people leave it. Just please, just leave me alone. Cause
Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Cause
I
this
just
ain't
don't be
what you
having time
want.
for the
This
foolishness.
is not what you want.
No. But that was another one of those situations. Was like you could have left me the fuck alone.
Hmm.
You could have left me for all of this for what? Stressing me. Why did you bother me?
I feel
Why
like
is
it's
you
the
taking up my
social
time?
media. It's the social media thing though. And like I said, it's the idea of somebody, the idea that people put in their head of you, right? But then it's like this whole fantasy world they create in their head of, oh my
Mhm.
God, Irene the Passion Queen, this phone, da da da. And then it's like once they get the opportunity to talk to you, then it becomes real. And then now you think in your head, like, okay, well, I can't be this person that I have created in this comment section, in her comment section. And now I got to be on some real shit. And I really don't got no personality. So I need to try to impress her. And now I need to say the right shit. And now you just start fucking up because now you think you saying shit that you think that women want to hear, but that's not just a regular woman. That's Irene, and you not being real about shit. And now it's just coming off cornballish, and now you about to
Right.
fuck up and get your feelings hurt.
Right. You over here
Period.
making promises to me like I ain't never
Right.
experienced shit in life. Nigga.
Hello. And that's how I know you really can't be paying that much attention. How many
Cause
times? How many times you
listen,
tell
it
me like
is
you got grown
this
money?
first off. this is a hill I would die on because I swear to God, this the conversation still blows my mind to this day. To be communicating with a person and they have the audacity to ask me, would I leave a relationship if the sex was bad? And when I say yes, they are surprised. And I'm like, have you not paid attention to my content?
Hello.
If my content don't read shit else, it should definitely tell you that I don't fuck around about my pleasure.
Now, I would say this: if something happened in said marriage or relationship where it's
That's
a health
different.
wise something happened, then yeah, no. But just because it's bad in the beginning, I'm not going into that.
Right. If it's bad in the beginning and you're not and we can't find a common ground to make it better,
Hello,
what I can
we
pay
can
my own
agree to be
fucking
friends.
bills.
We can agree to be friends
That's it.
because
And
I can't do it.
I'll be honest with you, I don't even know if I want to do that. Because don't have no bitch coming over here asking me no goddamn questions. I'm the girl.
I have never been one of those females ever.
So what?
What do I need to converse about another female about another? Mm-mm.
Yeah, no, I'm not asking no questions. Goddamn.
I'm not.
Here, here's the reason why I would never quote unquote compare notes of my experience with someone is because the version of that person that I received is most likely not going to be the same version
It's
that you got.
not. For the
So
very
what's the
same
point of
reason that we
comparing
just
notes?
talked about earlier, too. Just no, it's not.
Right. That's just like every. I guarantee you, not nan motherfucker can sit up here and compare notes and be like, yeah, she was the same way with me. No,
It's a
because
lie.
everybody encouraged, or I ain't gonna say, yeah, I could say encouraged, I guess, encouraged a different part or a different level of myself to be exposed to them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, no, what you getting is 100% different than what
Hello?
them niggas got. Uh, it's just it ain't gonna be the same. So ain't no point in comparing notes. But oh, especially if you're talking about years. Ooh, especially
Here we go. Mm.
yeah, because once again, who Irene was in her in my 20s period.
Listen,
In my early 30s is just 100% different of who I am now.
true.
It's just very different person. Very
Very true.
lived experiences are crazy to say the least.
Facts.
Uh, but
I love this season of me though. I feel like you do too.
I do. I'm not gonna lie, I do.
I feel like I love this season, this episode of me right now because I am very self aware of who I am as a woman, what I want as a woman, the things I need to work on as a woman, and very honest with myself as a woman and know what it is that I bring to the table in every category. And it's like once you really know that as a woman and the things that you possess as a woman, it is so empowering in the feeling that you have. And it's like, you know, it really makes you really think about the quality versus the quantity in people in general and the relationships that you want to have. And it's like,
Right.
nah, I'm not about to put myself out here for everybody to experience because I understand this is rare. This some precious shit. You think about the shit that's going on now in the world and the type of mofos out here in the world. You better hope you catch you a Irene. You better hope you catch you a K. You
I'll be
better hope you
outside my window with a boombox, bitch.
listen, cause baby, this
But
this swimming water out here is green. You can't see shit. Baby, you better lock that in.
she said that swimming water is green. That's crazy.
Baby.
That is crazy. It I think one of the most interesting things, and it can be a little scary sometimes,
Mhm.
is because of the level of self awareness that I have and that I'm working on at the same time
Mhm.
because it's some stuff I still need to work on.
Mhm.
Um,
Same.
the ease in which I can let go of situations and relationships.
Ooh, that's scary.
Listen,
It's scary, ain't it?
it is.
It's scary.
It
It's
is.
very scary.
Because being able to live, like, I'm talking about forget about motherfuckers. I literally just hung up the phone with you, and 2 seconds later, Katie, like, unimpactful. Unimpactful. It doesn't matter. None of that stuff.
Crazy question. If you had one opportunity to have your one night with your, I'm thinking crush,
Hmm.
what would what would y'all do that didn't involve sex?
The same shit we do now. What you mean? Sorry. Watch movies,
Uh,
chill, eat,
chill
watch
out,
movies.
cook, chill out, watch movies, go downtown, take a drive. I love taking a drive. I love the
You
fish,
know
like
what?
everything.
I did that. And that's what I haven't done in a long ass time. Like late night ride with just like some
Girl,
R&B, out some slow music
that's
playing. You
the
know what I'm
most
saying?
Chicago is best thing to do. You drive down to the city, baby, with the music blasted, with the windows down, get you some food and love.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
wouldn't get completely out the pool, but what you gotta understand is like it's crazy in the pool sometimes, but it's like it all depends on what level of the pool that you on, of how much mess that you get sometimes.
I don't
I hate to
know.
say it like that because at the end of the day, you have to realize that your worth and the quality of who you are and the worth of who you are. Everybody don't deserve that space, and I feel like nowadays so many people love entertainment. I hate to say this, a lot of men love that entertainment when it comes to women, and they just let anybody into their space. It's like you and 50 DMs calling everybody gorgeous and beautiful and all this other bullshit. And it's like, why you can't be just as picky with your space as a man and your energy as a man until that person comes along that you meet that matches that energy and that same persistence.
And then on top of it,
Ain't it, Jazz?
you can't treat everybody the same. And
Nah,
because at the end of the day, if everybody gets the same treatment from you, how is anybody ever going to be special?
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like you get certain energy, you get certain access to me, you get certain energy from me that ain't
Right.
nobody else getting because you've earned the right for that.
Hello?
You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. And once again, it could just be a me thing because I can't expect me out of everybody. But now, granted, I have always been very picky about who I like let experience me and into what capacity a
Amen.
person can experience me. I've
That's fair.
always been that way. Because I even remember when I used to throw like Super Bowl parties and shit at my parents' house. Like, bitch, everybody can't come over here.
Right. That's your parents'
You know
house.
what I'm saying? Girl, period. Even in my house, when I throw, because over the years I've thrown a couple of parties here and there in my face or whatever case. Bitch, I don't give. It's motherfuckers that I've talked to and known for years have never stepped into any of my living spaces.
Uh,
You see, like I am
same.
very. It's one of them
Same.
things. He said, "I'm done, done." I mean, fair because once again, the dating pool has piss and shit, and the filtration system needs to be changed. Fair, but
But I,
I feel like if you are your own filtration system in the
thank you.
dating pool, then it makes it a little bit easier because that's the thing about it. Hence the reason. Like I've gotten to the point where,
Mhm.
but when I tell you, it don't take me long. I'm
Hello?
good. Nah, I'm straight. And then I also don't accept any type of interaction. Like you ain't finna the equivalent of how cat calling a bitch on the street. Y'all not
Yeah.
finna do that shit to me on social media. You kiss my ass with that.
See? But here's the thing also though, like I feel it gets exhausting when you try. When you feel like when it's your main focus all the time, not saying that anybody here is your main focus, but when I feel like when it's always in the forefront though, is where it gets exhausting. But I feel like once you just start working on you and you start just really becoming the magnet that you want to be and just kind of let life naturally connect you because the world is huge. Eventually somebody gonna be worth the lookup. Somebody gonna be worth the mm, mm.
A
Or
quick
it
little
might be
double take.
somebody even around you that you just never know. And like I say, I feel like people get exhausted with it when it's always on the top of the list. And like right now, like as much as I am single but dating, it's not always at the top of my list. Like my mental health is the top of my list, my spirituality is at the top of my list, my goals is at the top of my list, making sure that I'm a good woman mentally, physically, and emotionally is at the top of my list. And at the end of the day, I feel like the more we put into ourselves, the more I just become a magnet for what is for me. And
100%.
everything that is supposed to be in my life is when I am aligning myself will also be that man, will also be that job, or will also be that opportunity. It's like once you find yourself in that flow of life, that so many, you be like, man, I just can't believe it. Like so many opportunities came, so many deals came, so many this came, so many that came, because you done tapped into the flow of your life. And it's like sometimes we forget about ourselves and growth, that we always want to focus on like the other stuff. And it's like, to me, when I started focusing on myself, it feel like everything just started pouring in.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
I can definitely agree with that because as much as or as close as I believe I am to being ready for a relationship at the end of the day, I know I won't. My whole goal is not just to be fucking around and dating for the rest of my life, right?
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
want to be a wife. I
Same.
want to be a mother.
Same.
So therefore, what I am doing is preparing myself for those roles. Now,
That's
the
it.
thought process is as long as I'm preparing myself for those roles, I will know because you know we had that discussion too.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, that hopefully I will know when the right person comes along.
Right. But think about your preparation though. Think about that in general. Like you said, you're preparing the foundation for what you want now. And a lot of people come like, oh my God, I want a husband. Oh my God, I want a wife. But you are not putting in any internal work, any out external work either. So just say, if just think about it. If God brung the person in your life right now, and said, okay, this your wife. Okay, this your husband. And you have been doing no preparation, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, or nothing. How would you have the capacity to welcome them into your life? Like, yes, that's your
You won't.
desire, but do you have the capacity to welcome them into your life and it to be everlasting?
That part.
And that's the part that
So,
I was like, you know what? I need to work on this. Like, if I want to have a baby, I need to be healthy, right?
hmm
I have to be able to carry her. I have to be able to, be in a better shape than I was in. I have to be this. I want to do this. And it's like, I'm making the room to show God or whatever it is that you believe in, or making room for the things that you want to come into your life. Because other than that, you just trying to bring a wife into an already packed space of your life that you really ain't making room for. You know what
right.
I mean?
Yeah, no, 100% agree. Because I can't. One thing about it is that I can't ask of someone what I am not ready and willing to give. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Yeah.
So that's mm, that yeah. Y'all excuse us. We be having side conversations with our reactions. Don't mind us. It's fine.
And know
Uh,
exactly what each other saying, like
uh-huh, 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 uh-huh.
be like
But
Ziggy. Having a black
exactly, just
conversation.
like Ziggy, we having a black conversation real quick. But all in all, at the end of
Mm-hmm.
the day, whether it's from a relationship aspect, a sexual aspect, um, or just a bond in general, a friendship. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? I've just gotten to a point where I'm very selective about all of it.
All of it.
You know what I mean? I'm
Cause you
very
ain't about to
selective.
drain my energy. Mm-mm.
That part, I don't need nobody who is gonna just drain me dry. I
Mm-mm.
mean,
I
uh,
was about to say that. If it ain't daddy doing it. But emotionally drain me dry, no. You ain't about to do that. Mm-mm.
We finna
Mm-mm.
have to wrap this up because it's about to go left. Oh, I feel it.
When you wrap it up, it's gonna go left. But I'm just
Listen,
saying, you can suck me
but
dry, drain me dry, but just not in my heart and in my spirit.
please, please, and thank you.
No, it's not gonna happen.
But no, but thanks. And I think that's one of the biggest differences between because we keep going back to the then and now. It's a
Mm.
lot of shit that child. I think about the shit that I put up with, and I
Oh
was
my
willing to
god.
excuse. And even when I think about some of the sexual
Woo.
experiences that
My
I was
god.
willing to just deal with
My
for the
god.
sake of the relationship that I was in or the situation that me and this person had or whatever the case may be, child. Ooh,
Listen.
the sacrificed orgasms in my 20s is
Mm.
is insane. You will
Crazy.
not you will not waste my motherfucking time because
Never.
I'm at a point in my life I will look you dead in your eyes. You're done? That's it? And pack my shit and go.
Yeah. But I feel like that's the proper thing to do because you wasted my time.
Listen, because you're
You
not at my
wasted my
house, so
time.
I ain't even got to worry about to kick you out because you ain't coming to my shit. Uh,
You
I
could have
will.
be because you done read a couple of books and you done watched some something and just to be a part of a conversation and then here you is you gotta sit here now you got to you got to go and show up with all the bullshit that you've been talking, baby. You wasn't even licking the right hole.
Listen, you knew you didn't have enough meat to get past the cheeks.
Oh my god. I listen. We've already had this discussion on this show many times. If you do not have enough meat for me, I don't want it. I'm a
Listen,
person that likes to get filled to the brim.
come on,
I'm all
overflow.
around that brim, 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 brim. Listen, right now you got to show and prove. If you know you little, just stay away from me. I mean, it's good for the back door, but that front door, like F-150s.
She said, "Keep your Volkswagen Beetle away from me."
Listen, listen. You got to come on for the something that's for the back porch. You need something for the front porch. And then, respectfully, my mouth can take a lot too. So I want to feel a challenge. That ain't even a challenge for my throat.
Listen,
I ain't even gagging.
I don't. Mm.
I feel like I got a whole Twizzler in my mouth. Just, what am I doing here?
She said, "My pinky bigger than that." Shut up, Jasmine.
It's like, I'm just saying.
Okay, let me. Have you?
Come on. I don't like this new filter.
I'm trying to figure out how to say this. That's what made me stop because I felt myself about to stutter over it. Have you ever given head to somebody who wasn't like well endowed?
Yes. Yes.
Let me tell you something.
Yes. It don't even go to the throat.
You be sitting there like I'm not even. I don't even have to do my best. I don't even have to do
No.
my mid work for this.
First of all, when my mouth is
Come
all the
on,
way
she
down
said
past
two
the
to three
bones
wide.
and you ain't even hit my throat and I'm all the way like down,
You
pushed
not
all the way
even.
in.
You ain't
You ain't
even
even in
touching
my
my
throat.
uvula.
Man, why
You
we
ain't.
here?
You not touching my
Why we here?
uvula, my
Why we
tonsils,
here?
none of it.
And you just think I'm the best thing ever. No, sir, you this is not it.
Okay, let me ask you this next question.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever deep throated? It felt like this other opening of your throat, like a.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I was very surprised the first time that happened.
Yes. It's like it felt like almost is a expansion.
Right, and it's like it just popped around the head. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I feel like I want to be a throat coat tea advocate because it really does work, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just letting y'all know.
I wasn't even on. I wasn't even on the throat coat. That was just.
I'm just saying I drink it on a regular basis because I just never know. Just never know.
See, you drinking that on a regular basis and then turned around and took them damn slippery ham pills.
I
That's
did.
why
I did.
that's why your ass was talking up in that's why she was talking while you was in Dollar General, Dollar Tree or whatever the fuck.
Girl,
You
I
doubled
got
up on this shit. That's what's in throat coat. Slippery
it.
ham. Yes. That is the key ingredient in the throat
I
coat
did not know
tea.
that. I just like to drink it because it was. Oh wow,
Oh my god.
Jasmine, you well, okay? You already know we drink all our water and mind all our business, and
Facts.
we eat veggies and fruit. But I just want to see if it really worked, like the girlie said. Baby, it worked.
It's just
It,
a
it
higher concentration
I
of
didn't
or
know they
higher
was
dose.
both together, girl. I drink throat coat almost every day.
Yeah, that's why your ass was slipping and sliding up in that damn stove.
Girl, when I tell you that was almost embarrassing, sis. I could not I could not walk good. I could not sit down without it just
Oh, that
making
is.
noises and talking. I said, girl, you going to hush. Even he was like, what you done did extra?
Child and ran off and did a little bit too
I
much.
said, like,
You did not
listen,
tell me that at first. I was like, God damn, that's
I
crazy.
did not know. I just thought it was
Yeah.
tea. Like, why would they sell that in the store then?
Because it's the herb naturally any
Girl,
place that
I'm
is
sorry. I did not know it. I'm still gonna
produces
keep
a
drinking.
mucus like your saliva, it helps to for overproduction. It throat,
Girl, I did not
yeah.
know that. I did not know that. I did not.
Yeah. That's why a lot of people who are not singers or actresses or actors or whatever the case may be are people who talk a lot for a living. That's why they be
Yeah.
drinking the throat coat.
Now I know.
James said, "Well, I had some tea.
Oh Lord.
Did you now?"
Mm,
But yeah,
Lord.
um, did you order the stuff from this morning?
I didn't yet. I am gonna order it though. But I had text her. I was like, well, that was reasonable. I think it was on like $55. That wasn't bad.
Yeah, it was on. It's some dollars. It's not bad. It's not
But
bad at all.
now if I listen, whatever situations I get into, it's your fault.
Mm-mm.
Yes, it
All I
is.
did was share the information. I didn't tell you to get it.
Exactly. I wouldn't have known about it until you told me. So
But
I
what kind
cannot
of
be
friend?
responsible.
What kind of friend would I be if I didn't share?
I cannot be held responsible for
I
nothing that
can't.
I do.
You definitely can't hold me responsible. I'm barely responsible for my goddamn self.
You did it for research purposes. I don't have no excuse. I just do it because your bullshit is my bullshit.
It be like that sometimes.
So hey, yep.
But yeah, I can't wait to try it out.
Me neither.
All right, we're gonna go and wrap this good shit up. We
Wrapping it
appreciate
up.
y'all. We
Yes,
appreciate y'all
Lord.
for rocking with us. Once we try said product, we will
Oh
definitely
God. Oh God.
we will definitely let you know. All
And make
right,
sure
we'll
y'all
let you
hit the
know.
link that's in the comment section to get the damn, what I do with it?
The
Damn.
sexual the sexual awakening
Yeah.
journal.
Because that is where the question came from tonight from our
Jasmine
beautiful
said, "Send me
Irene,
the link."
the beautiful Irene, the Passion Queen. So it is linked in. It is already linked. If you go to the top part where it's pinned, the link is already there.
In the
Um,
comments.
in the comments, yeah, it's already linked in the chat and in the comments.
No,
To where you can.
Jasmine wants the link to the stuff that we're talking about though.
Oh hell, hold on, I texted to her.
But yeah, so if you're looking for a copy of Sexual Awakening Journal, it is linked at the top of the comments. It's also linked in my link tree as well. And of course, y'all can find me if I'm on the platform. You'll find me as Irene the Passion Queen. Then you can also find me every other Tuesday here on YouTube under the Queendom, TheQueenDomme, where we talk about life, love, sex, and everything in between, with a heavy focus on BDSM and the BIPOC community. Then you can find me on Wednesday nights at 8. I'm sorry, every other Tuesday for the Queendom at 7 Central, 8 Eastern. I'm out, so no show this Tuesday, but April 1st will be the next show. We'll be talking about lifestyle, so polyamory lifestyles. Um, on April 1st. Every Wednesday, I'm here on YouTube again with Black Girls React, where it's more, like we talk about a little bit of everything. We sprinkle a little bit of everything into that motherfucker. And then, of course, and that was at 8 Central, 9 Eastern. Jesus, I got to remember the time. And then, of course, every Thursday with this, she on that side, with this beautiful soul, with Irene and Kay Unscripted, because we never know. We know a topic and we don't know what the fuck gonna come out our mouth.
Nope.
So we appreciate y'all for rocking with us for sure, for sure. But every Thursday, 7 Central, 8 Eastern with us here. Make sure y'all go get some of those seasonings.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
All of
And
our
if
links are in the description box to support, to make sure you subscribe. And if you're watching this, make sure y'all subscribe to this channel.
make
Appreciate
sure
y'all.
make
Hit
sure
that
y'all
like
gonna
button.
drop them purple and blue hearts
Blue
in the comments
hearts.
for us, please.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Uh and yeah, and we'll catch y'all next time. Thank y'all.
Bye.